little girl's room or a dollhouse and really up the creepy factor?
I don't know. I just try to find, as you say, things that are sort of common and try to make them creepy, like just a sheep, you know. And it's kind of funny because my wife Lotta and I would make horror shorts together, right?
Yeah.
And we made one called Attic Panic that had a scene with like a sheet getting pulled down and there's nothing underneath it. So it was kind of funny when I read this script and it was like, and this scene was in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I know how to do that. I've done that before. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
I love it. Well, and the other thing, obviously on Lights Out, you worked with a younger actor as well, and in this one, having an orphanage and having a lot of younger actors in it, how do you find or audition the kids to make sure that, one, you're not actually terrifying them so badly on set that they're traumatized, but that they get across what you need them to do?
Well, the girl you see here, Talitha, is actually the sister of Gabriel, who was in Lights Out.
Oh my gosh.
But we did, you know, she did have to audition and come back and really show what she could do, but she was amazing.
But she probably got some tips from her brother, let's be honest.
Maybe. Like, no, but they, girls love horror movies. And like, there's an 8-year-old girl in this film who's the biggest horror fan ever. Like, she's 8 years old, and her name's Samara. And I was telling her, you know, there's a horror character named Samara, and she was like, yeah, I'm named after her. I was like, oh. And she's the biggest like James Wan fan ever, so when Conjuring 2 came out, she went to see it like 5 times in the theater, and she's like 8. And, yeah.
No.
And no, she's great. She was so, like, she wanted to do all these, she wanted to be in all these creepy scenes. I was like, oh yeah, can I do that? And yeah.
Well, you definitely found the right girl for the role. You guys, if you have questions, the microphone's right over here. I'm like, or is Annabelle actually standing there and we just can't see her? Is she gonna ask a question? Do we have somebody who has a question? Not yet. Come on over if you guys have questions. In the meantime, just so preparing for this movie, obviously there's other films you could have watched growing up getting into horror, but what are some of the directors or films growing up for you that were really the iconic horror films?
Well, when I grew up, it was a lot of sort of Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play and these sort of early 90s sort of suspenseful, more suspense than outright gore, even though there's some gore in this, which got us an R rating. But to this, I went more classical, you know, like The Shining and The Haunting for sort of its cinematography. It was an early movie in CinemaScope, you know. So yeah.
How do you kind of balance that? Because I know you've been talking with James about some of the Conjuring stuff where he'd read the journals and he got so engrossed in it that he was like, I just need to take a little bit of a break from it. Do you ever feel that when you're working in this space that you're like, I need to take a break and like, I don't know, go watch Looney Tunes or like really just take a step back?
Not really, because I just like it a lot. And like, there's even a scene in this movie.
I don't know if saying that you look at me and smile and I'm like, should I be worried that I'm sitting next to this guy who's like, I just like all this stuff? I'm like,
well, it's fun. And then, I mean, there's even a scene in the movie that came from a dream I had. Like, I actually dreamed a scene, like I was watching a scene in the movie, and I woke up and like emailed the writer. I was like, hey, what do you think about, can we put this scene in the movie? And he was like, why don't I have dreams like that? Just wake up and be like, yeah.
If your dreams are what's happening on that screen, I'm glad that I don't have those dreams, so he's probably pretty lucky.
Yeah.
All right, we have a question. What's your name?
Hey, my name's Brian. I have a question for the director. As you're directing a movie in the greater Conjuring universe, there have been a lot of little moments throughout other films, like the Rickety Man in Conjuring 2, that could have made amazing standalone movies. Are there any moments in the James Wan films that you loved that maybe you'd love to see as a horror film?
Well, they're already making The Nun, so
people are ready for that one.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I think The Nun is going to be a really cool movie because I've been told the whole story and how it fits into the universe. But other than that, I don't know. I don't know if Crooked Man could be a whole movie, but maybe.
Would you guys want to see a full Crooked Man movie? Yeah. I feel like any of the characters you guys bring into the universe, it's like even with Annabelle where you want to know what the story is, what's the origin behind it. So fingers crossed. What's your question? What's your name?
Oh, hi, I'm Nancy.
Hi.
I was just wondering if your wife was going to do a cameo like she's been doing in most of your other movies.
Yes. No, she's in this as well, and she's going to be in more things, and we're writing scripts together based on our other shorts, and so there'll be more Lotta.
Love it. Do you feel like for you when you're doing these films, is there something like having your wife in it, is that your good luck charm that you're like, okay, I'm good, we got this movie?
Pretty much, because we work really well together. Like we have this shorthand after making all these shorts.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got another question from a fan. What's your name?
Oh, it's Laura Joaquin.
Hi, Laura.
Laura.
I was wondering, when is the release date?
August 11th.
And is that the premiere, or is that the official release date?
The official release, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it so much. She's like, I'm putting it in my calendar. I'm going to be ready for this. Let's take one more question from a fan. What's your name?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. I was just wondering, what is the most challenging part of like creating such a genre like this?
Well, for this particular movie, it was the doll itself. Partly creatively, because there are certain rules, like, you don't want to have her visibly walking around like Chucky, so you have to do stuff like this, where it's like, yeah, we throw a sheet over her, and then, yeah, she's moving, but we don't really see her moving. But otherwise, it's just, in general, it's, coming up with scares and how to make things tense is pretty hard. Like, you have to experiment a lot, and some things won't work. Like, there's things we shot for this that, you see it in the edit, it's like, yeah, it didn't work, let's take it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What I love so much too, and you kind of touched on this at the beginning, was the fact that, horror feels like it's kind of going back to just it really being about suspense and building up those moments and less about the gore. What are you really excited about for the future for the genre?
There's a lot of cool stuff happening. So I'm just excited to see more of it, and that there's actually, I want to see them getting a little bit more of a budget as well, which I think is happening. Like we had a bigger budget on this than we had on Lights Out or the first Annabelle, and I know they had a bigger budget on like It that's coming out. So I think that's really exciting, because horror has for a long time been viewed as something sort of lesser, and they haven't really wanted to spend a lot of money on it. So I think that's really exciting that we get to see horror get appropriate budgets.
Totally. And I know that New Line has such a good relationship with film directors and really mentoring you guys and developing what you want to do within the genre. And then you guys in turn have a really good relationship with all of the fans. So I think, is there another little something that you want to share with the fans today?
Well, yeah, because this is my second con I've been to. The first one was last year's Wondercon, where we debuted the trailer for Lights Out. And we want to do that again. We want to have you guys be the first to see the trailer for this movie. So, we have that lined up.
How's that sound, you guys? You're the first ones to ever see the trailer for Annabelle Creation. Are you ready? I'm a little scared already. All right, let's do it. I am not embarrassed of that. It's so funny because when you see horror films and people react to them, what is like the best compliment for you watching it with horror fans?
Well, just to see the best is when people sort of get scared and jump and then laugh and sort of giggle about it afterwards. That's the best reaction.
Because you're mildly embarrassed that you got that scared of something that's on a screen that you know is not real, but someone like David makes it look so incredibly real. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much. I want to give a huge round of applause for David. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Thanks,
Guys, make sure you see Annabelle Creation when she comes to life in theaters August 11th. All right.